Hola, witches, magical minds, and our mundane allies. It is March 5th, 2019, and I'm a hot mess. It's Tuesday, Tarot Tuesday. These are the cards of our day. We're working with the Metamorphosis Oracle, and I apologize. I knew it was Tarot Tuesday. I'm here on the page, but at the same time, I forgot. So the description isn't the best. So yeah, give me a moment. I'm going to be sharing this in the group All Things Witchcraft. Just because it is Tarot Tuesday in the group All Things Witchcraft, which you can find on Facebook. I help moderate. It's a great group. Let me post there. So, just haven't had my coffee yet, so bear with me. But yeah, okay. Well, hello, Jade. Hey, Stacy, Amanda. Hey, Linda. Good to see you. Hey, Callie. Hey, Patricia. Good to see you as well. Yes, we are working with the Metamorphosis original deck, and it's Tarot Tuesday. Shit, who knew? But yeah, we'll have fun. We'll focus. We'll focus on a good message, and y'all, it's a good day. It's a good day. It's a good day to focus on things that make us happy, things that, bring joy to our lives. It is a good fucking day. Let us claim it, let us create it, and let us bless it. So, yeah, hopefully everyone's having a blessed day so far, wherever you are, whatever time zone you're in. Hey, Kate. Okay, Mom. Amanda's mom. I know. Trust. I will get to that. I have to find the recipe. So don't, don't put a hit out on me. But I have to find the recipe. I don't know. I may have lost it. So we will see. I'm on it though. Amanda has done her job many a time, reminding me and all that. But Jess, I knew. I will do my best to find that recipe and get that shit made. Hey River, hey Katie, hey Sarah, hey Tanya. It is a good day. Let's focus on blessings. Let's focus on anything that makes us happy. Ooh, unpacking boxes, yay. I mean, at least get to unpack, right? It's good. So take some time to sort of ground yourself. Place your hand on your heart, focus on your heartbeat, focus on your breathing. Give yourself some time to disconnect with the outside world and reconnect with your internal world, and give yourself, however long you're here, give yourself the time to focus on healing, focus on what you need to know, and the conversation that is about to take place. So a few more shuffles and then we are good. If you feel like someone would benefit from receiving any messages today, you can tag them or you can share this with them. You don't have to, it's not necessary, but if you want to, go for it. No matter what, we will still enjoy ourselves and enjoy our time. I'm addicted to that noise, that shuffle and the feel of the cards. So nice. Okay, so we're going to do things slightly different. I'm going to have you choose. Y'all, I have like two water bottles up here. I have a hot mess going on. And my coffee. Okay, so 2 choices. So choose a number, 1, 2, or 3. The first number that pops into your head. And then, as above, so below. Choose one of those. So you'll have 2 focus cards. All cards will create a message, but this will help you fine-tune it to your personal situation. So 1, 2, 3, the first number that pops into your head, comment with that, as well as above, so below, one of those. choose as above or choose so below. The first that pops into your head, what feels right, go ahead and do that. Comment. And if you're watching a recording, now is the time to focus and comment. 1, 2, 3. The first number that pops into your head as well, as above, so below, whichever stands out to you. One of the two. Ouch. Well, yay. Well, hello, Louise. All the good vibes, Sarah. All the blessings. Oh my gosh, me too. And then, like, because this deck, it's not like, you know how some cards are like really stiff, like the Hay House cards, like really fucking hard. And so when you shuffle them, you're like, And then so you keep shuffling because you want that like that feel. That's not this deck. This deck, like the cards aren't like they're they're bendy. And I just like the way it feels. And then that noise, it's good. It's just good. Makes me happy. Yes. 3 and below. 3 below, 1 above, 1 above, 1 above, below. Ooh, okay. 2 so below. I like. Okay. So below, whatever. Okay, I got it. 3, okay. 2 and above. Okay, awesome. They really are the best, honestly. Ew. Oh, interesting. I like. So, okay. Huh. Well, fuck y'all. I mean, you know what I mean. So, okay, wow. So we have some, I knew that, obviously Mercury just hit retro. Well, not just, but, today. Interesting energies were going to be shared, and this month I also feel like there's some intense energies brewing, some life-changing energies brewing, life-death energy. So it's very fascinating to me that the cards are what they are. And so the first card that we deal with, card 1, again, dominant for those who chose card 1, supporting for those who did not, is Samhain, the life-death connection. Samhain, divining the future, survival, honor the dead, and banish evil. So this is at card 1. So how does that make you feel? What do you think of when you think of Samhain energy, life-death energy, to honor the dead, to banish evil, divining the future, and survival? What comes up for you? Hey, Connie. Well, hello, Namaste. Hey, Jessica. So, Samhain, life, death. Very interesting cards. We start our reading off. Again, this is card 1. And, if you're just tuning in, 1, 2, 3, the first number that pops into your head. And then as above, so below, go ahead and choose one of the two. So Samhain, life, death. We start off the day with some very interesting things to contemplate. It's telling us that we are allowing our future to sort of like overwhelm us. And instead of allowing for our future to overwhelm us, we need to divine it. We need to lay the cards out, or whatever your divination method is, divine what's going on, because there's a lot of things manifesting right now. There's a lot of energies up in the air. There's a lot of things that are shifting and changing for us. So there's healing that's going to take place. And there's also, I feel like, this big sort of release. And for some, it's going to be very emotional. It's going to be an emotional release, and it's going to be overwhelming, But the Samhain card is saying, hey, it doesn't have to be overwhelming. You can be prepared. So divine your future. What do you want to create in your future? Divine, use your divination method to, discern what is necessary to take the action steps to have a healthy experience. And focus on survival right now. You don't need to add extra stuff. Focus on surviving the day, surviving the week. Focus on what your body, mind, and spirit needs. I feel like this is getting back to the core of who we are by understanding what we really need to take in and not adding extra shit that we don't need. So get back to your foundation, get back to your basics, and understand, allow spirits to come in and say, hey, this is, move forward, take action. We're talking to you. We're trying to help you out. So listen. Let's see. This and answers has coming up. Yeah, exactly. Don't forget the ancestors. Major life changes, emotional and spiritual love, as well as the mundane level. Exactly. So renew. Hey Celeste. Death to the past. Let it go. Yes. Death to the death. I can't say it. Damn it. Honor the dead. It's for some. I really feel that there is a book by James Van Praagh called Healing Grief, and it's a really good book. So anyone who's going through the mourning process or preparing for the mourning process, I know that sounds weird, but you might get it. Preparing for the mourning process, Healing Grief by James Van Praagh is a really good book to work through or to read. So definitely check that out. And I feel like this is understanding the death process. As much as we are physically invested into people and situations, death is necessary for life to begin. Death is necessary, and it is a necessary aspect of life, even though physically we don't want people to leave us or situations to leave us. But in reality, when they do, it creates this sort of shift in vibration, and it challenges us to rise to the occasion, to rise to heal, to work through some really major things that it's an emotional overhaul, really, because when something dies in your experience, whether it be a person or and I don't mean to sound, hopefully I don't sound heartless, whether it be a person or a situation, when that energy dies, we have to learn and train ourselves to become something different and to work through that and deal with it and become something new in our life. And so I feel like that's what Samhain, it's a very powerful card for us to have today. And I feel like that's, it speaks to a lot of people, but very specifically to a few. And it's preparing us to work through this heavy, massive shifting of energy on many different levels. And so we do have to focus on survival. Sometimes it's all we can do is focus on what we need to survive that day. Give ourselves that energy. Don't focus on the extra stuff. Don't focus on being there for other people. Focus on yourself, focus on ourselves, focus on being present with ourselves and just getting through the day, one day at a time, as best as we can, and realize that sometimes we need to eradicate negative energy. Well, oftentimes we have to have this heavy cleansing and banish evil from our presence, especially for those who are going through the mourning process, who especially for those who have experienced death recently or are sort of like faced in that situation, because death attracts entities and energies that we might carry with us, especially if we're going again through the mourning process. Sometimes we have this void. It's almost like cord cutting. When you cut a cord, you must replace energy, otherwise it comes back. So when we experience a death of a situation, a death of a loved one, or something traumatic, it releases something and it puts a sort of hole in our space, and so we have to fill that space. So if you haven't, then now is a good time to do a banishing of evil, and I don't mean to say evil as scary or to scare anyone, but just banishing of negative junk that has accrued, and so get rid of that so you can find yourself again, so you can get back to who you are and to meet the person that you're going to become as you work and process through this healing situation. So yeah, Samhain has recently come up. I don't know if it came up last week, but I know that it has recently come up on Hey Robot, in one of our Hey Andrew. Well, welcome, Jessica. It's also honoring past grief. Ooh, I like that. It's also honoring past grief and fears. Survival mechanisms that worked in the past were useful, but we are changing, evolving. That gives me the chills, Jade. Evolving being, honor it, let it go, move forward with the knowledge, but not the burden. Oh my God, chills! They're multiplying. And what's sad is a lot of people don't get that that reference when I say chills. They're multiplying. That makes me feel fucking old. So Samhain, and again, yes, it is honoring past grief, past fears, past mourning, things that we have created, tools to help us back then, and tools that helped us back then, but now they're no longer a tool, they're actually a crutch, or they are a blockage along our way. And so we have to remember that life, death, it's a process. And so as we use tools previously to help us through things, they may become a blockage on our path. And so we have to honor the process. So when we honor life and death and understand that it is a process, we sort of open the way to healing. We open the way and we allow things to be what they are and what they were. And then when we need something again, if we need it again, we can call it back up, but we know we don't carry it with us, forward. We allow it to rest in power. Yeah, I think it's James Van Prague, and I think it's 2 A's, I think. Well, hey, Ange. But yes, I do love the Samhain energy that comes up for us, because Samhain is a celebration. It's a beautiful experience. And I know it's very heavy for some people, and that doesn't make light of your trauma, that doesn't make light of your grief, that doesn't make light of anything that you've experienced, because you're valid for the experiences that you have, but it is a reminder that it is a sacred experience, that life, death is a sacred experience, and when someone or a situation dies, it is a sacred death. Does that make sense? Like, we can treat it as, we don't have to be heartless about it, careless, but death is sacred. And so we honor the spirit. Okay. So yeah. And then you're going to laugh when you see all these cards. So card 2, I believe on my Patreon, I don't believe, I know on my Patreon I have a lot of formulas and spells for banishing negativity, or banishing negative, energies and such. So you can check out patreon.com/thedeviantwitch if you like, or message me and I can help you out with that. There is a book that I do like. Do I have it out? I just packed some of my books away, so I don't really have it out yet. But it's by David Salisbury. Sorry, David, if I pronounced your last name wrong. But his book, David Salisbury, it's solely about cleansing. So I can't remember the full title of that, but you can check that out. But the second card, Mabon, Surrender. Hey, Minuet. Never late, Aisha. Always on time. This is card 2. So 1, 2, 3. First number that pops into your head. As above, so below. Which one pops into your head? One of the two. As above, so below, and go with it. So Mabon, Surrender. I promise you, I didn't do a line of coke or anything, but like my nose is like itchy. I feel like something's tickling it. So if I did a line, I would be like, oh, I'm sure. I don't know. But Mabon, Surrender, Equal Night, Letting Go, Allow. This is very interesting, and I feel like very personal for a few, but it just feels very personal. So Mabon, Surrender, Equal Night, Letting Go, Allowing Death. Let's take into consideration allowing death, ebb and flow, and rest. So what is Mabon, Surrender expressing to you? Oh, well, hey, pup. Sarah's dog. Whatever your name is. Allowing death and surrender really pop out to me. So Mabon, Surrender, Equal Night, Letting Go, Allowing Death, Ebb and Flow, and Rest. Ooh, this follows Samhain energy, and sometimes it's very challenging for us. Um, it's really, really hard, but necessary to allow things to be done, to allow things to be gone, uh, to allow ourselves the rest, the healing that takes place when we allow death to happen. And I'm not mean like, allowing our death. I mean like allowing a situation to die. You know what I mean? Like allowing a toxic experience to die. Sometimes we fight like, oh, we have to fight. It's family, so we have to fight to stay together. Or, I was taught you never leave someone behind. And it's like, no, bitch. You toxic, back the fuck up. You're left behind. I don't give a fuck. Channel that Christian book. You gone. Like, left behind. I'm gone. I'm walking over here. I'm not dealing with this bullshit anymore. It hurts because sometimes when we allow death to happen, it hurts more so, especially when they are still living. You know what I mean? Because that situation is so toxic to us. The people are so toxic to us that we can't be a part of that anymore. We can't invite that in. We have to move forward in a space that is, productive and safe and special to us. And that means allowing for death of things to happen in order for us to step into the ebb and flow of our current reality, our current space. And that means letting go. I mean, I feel like the Lion King here. Let go, bitch. Whoops. Osiris. I love it. I love it. I'm not a huge fan of Egyptian much of anything, but I love Osiris. I do. So Mabon surrender. Surrender is very powerful. A lot of people think surrender, submission, things like that make you weak. But surrender is a very powerful force. It is an action step. We don't think that it's an action step, but it is. It is truly an action step. So when we surrender to spirit, we surrender our situation, we allow things to really manifest and take place. We surrender that. The Christians do have it right when they say let go and let God, let go and let Goddess, surrender it and give it to your higher power, your spirits, your ancestors, and allow for the energy to help you out. So when we surrender to whatever is going on right now and we allow ourselves to know what is in our highest and best, when we surrender and finally just allow for something to die off, for something to be done, to be finalized, like instead of trying to fight for it, just surrender and allow it to be what it is, that's when we step into true power for ourselves. That's when we realize we were holding on so much that we were holding ourselves back. We were holding the entire situation back by trying to hold on and by investing so much energy into something that wasn't even worth it. We were using and wasting our time so much when we can be investing it into something that is far more superior for us and far more important to us. So it's not always easy, and this will take energy from you. It will be draining, allowing our emotions to release, to surrender to what is happening now, and to allow the ebb and flow of spirit to take over and for you to step into it and tap into it and become it so that you can bring healing into your space and just allow it to guide you, and you can guide it as well. So you co-create with it, but it's not about pulling something with you and forcing it to come with you, if that makes sense. Don't fight what comes naturally, but always take a break if needed. Absolutely. But I have been fighting death because it's not ready, so perhaps rest. Oh yeah, rest, Dark Mother. Rest is necessary. toxic bullshit does hurt. It does. And it does more damage when we hold on to it. And, we think we need it. We think that, they'll change, the situation will change, and we think we need it, but we don't need it, because the more that we hold on to it, the more that we're hurting ourselves, self-inflicted pain. And it's not necessary. I just can't. Like in school, like in grade school, we had this massive Egyptian learning experience, and it was awesome. But I have a weird, I don't know what it is, but I have this weird disconnect with Egyptian mythology. But I do love myself an Osiris and Anubis. But I don't it's just odd. Truth, going through that with some family, sometimes acknowledging those hurts allow surrender to growth. Exactly. Yes. In meditation, visualization lately, I have been working with this surrender, stop trying to direct the experience and see what pops out. That is how spirit speaks. Exactly. Hey, Tracy. Yes. Yeah, we're on card 2. There's 3 cards. There's 5 cards, but 3 cards, 1, 2, 3. First number that pops into your head, and as above or so below. Which one pops into your head? Both cards. Well, yeah, I seem to have peace by letting go and moving on, and Creator and ancestors help me. Exactly. We always have help, and we have to allow things to just be what they are and allow them to. And this reminds me of a situation personal to me where it's like, okay, letting go and allowing death. Well, when you're in a relationship, and I'm not just saying like a love type relationship, it could be a friendship, any type of relationship, a coworker relationship, whatever. But when you're in a relationship with someone and you are constantly the person to engage and try to build that relationship, and when the other person or the other people in that situation don't engage with you, or you take a break and they're not they're not connecting with you, or they're not reaching out to you, then it's time to that's sort of allowing death, because you don't connect back, and we all have been in these situations where the other person or the other people be like, well, you could have connected with me. In reality, you have done the work and you tried, and they're just trying to make excuses when they didn't follow through as well. So sometimes it's best to allow death and allow yourself the rest you need to heal, to recuperate, and to carry on. Okay? So card 3. Awesome, Tracy. Yes. Well, as above, so below. What's the first that pops into your head, Tracy? As above, so below. So this is card 3, and you're going to laugh because we have Samhain, we have Mabon, and we have Beltane, which is one of my faves. So we have Beltane indulgence. Beltane indulgence, fertility, sex, intoxication, the fairies, power, and fucking revolution. Literally, fucking revolution. Beltane, indulgence. Dionysus, possession. Very potent energy. So Beltane, fertility, sex, intoxication, fairies, power, revolution. What does this say to you? How does it make you feel? My favorite too. Never late, Tanya. Always on time. The first number that pops into your head, 1, 2, or 3, and then choose as above or so below. Exactly, a fucking revolution. Exactly. I mean, it's Beltane. Come on. But there's so much more to Beltane. That is a natural process of, it's just so fun. So fun. And so this makes me laugh. This makes me happy because, again, apparently, making me happy is like touching my tits. Sorry. but it just happens ever so often. It excites me. So we start off with Samhain, life, death, and it's like very heavy, and all this emotional shit's going on, and we are dealing with actual death of situations and possibly people, and what that means to us, and we're finding out how we respond to death and how we heal with death and what we do with it, and then Mabon surrenders, like, okay, I just have to let things go. I have to allow death to take place because I need my life to get back in alignment with what I really want for myself, and I need to focus on what I truly desire. And I need rest. I need to heal. I need to recuperate. And I need to let go of the things that are holding me back. So, what is holding me back? I ask myself these questions. What are my blockages right now? What is preventing me from stepping into my true power as well as the life that makes me happy? I need to surrender and allow the response to be. Beltane is saying surrender to indulgence. You don't have to get all crazy. I mean, you can get crazy for a while, but it's saying it's time to not be so, uptight, to remove that stick that's not a fun stick. You can replace it with fun stick if you want, but remove the first stick. But it's surrender to intoxication of life, surrender to ecstasy, surrender to what makes you happy. Beltane asks you, what drives you? What makes you happy? What inspires you? What makes you feel good? What makes you feel joy and orgasmic? What makes you orgasm? Focus on the things that make you happy and feel really good, because that's very powerful. It's life changing. It really is, because after all of this death, and a funny thing also, because orgasm is what called the little death. So Beltane indulgence is saying, hey, all of this heaviness that has gone on, all of this heaviness that you've endured, it doesn't mean that that's your entire life story. You get to choose your story. You get to write your story. And so understand, as you process this heaviness, you can still have fun. You can still enjoy the pleasures of life. Just because you are allowing death to happen, just because you are in the mourning process or anything else, that doesn't mean that you have to disconnect with what you truly desire. That doesn't mean you have to, let go of the things that are important to you. It means that it's more important now to focus on what you truly love, to focus on what makes you happy, to focus on what gives you power. And it might mean that you just need to get laid. No judgments. But be careful, use protection, because this shit's going to get you knocked up. Let me tell you, you don't want a baby. Exactly. Sorry. Exactly. This sounds like learn to let go, but Belton is like, hey, don't forget to have fun and celebrate when you can. Oh, and for those of you who got some things tied up, shit happens. So with this Beltane card, I would not take any chances. Wrap that shit up. Do all those things that you need to be doing, because shit happens. You think you can't get knocked up? Trust. It might happen. Don't fuck with Beltane. Yeah, but you do deserve joy. Like, joy and happiness, totally our birthright. It's necessary for life. So we do. Who says we don't deserve these things? And ask yourself why you feel you don't deserve. Because in truth, I'm telling you, and I don't speak for you, but I'm sharing with you cosmic essence. You do deserve to be happy. You deserve joy. You deserve abundance. You deserve a life of love and luxury, whatever that means for you. We all do. And there's nothing wrong with that. And we can have that, and we can achieve that. I have to go with the flow, can't change or control. I have to concentrate on joy, even though I'm surrounded by a lot of negative people, including my brother who makes fun of my gifts. Well, maybe your brother needs to get fucked. I mean, Beltane, so I would say get him a hooker, but don't waste your resources. Uh, yes, focus on what makes you happy. You know, it doesn't fuck people who I mean, don't really fuck them, but like you get what I'm saying. Fuck people who put you down for your gifts or who make fun of you. They don't comprehend, and that's okay. It's not for them to comprehend. You understand your reality. You understand who you are, so you step into that power. You believe yourself. You do what makes you happy. And if other people want to try and piss on your rainbow, fuck them. You know, let them go. Like, you don't have to literally let them go, like if you want them in your life, but you can let their opinions, like, you know, disconnect. It doesn't matter because they're not there. You know, that's not their experience. They don't comprehend. So they can make fun. They can do what they want. You can express that you don't appreciate it, but you go back to being you and doing you. Beltane, do yourself. You don't need an outside source to get fucked. So life, death, surrender, indulgence. Guilt is a killer. Mm-hmm. There is always hope, and trust that. Trust. uh, uh, thank the gods after 4 kids I can no longer have any because I would probably get pregnant. So I won't get pregnant. No. Yeah, right. I mean, if you want to get knocked up, shoot. Beltane's powerful. So I have to. I was so caught up making sure shit is okay. Time to pull. Exactly. Pull that stick and throw it. Be happy. You know, your happiness is vital to your existence. Your joy is necessary. You can't bring everything together and make sure everything is okay if you do not make sure that you yourself are okay first. Yeah. Live, love, and life's pursuits. Enjoy you and all that universe has to give you, and fuck the rest. Absolutely. Okay, so that's our first 3 cards, and now we're gonna do as above, so below. So as above is surface material. As above is something that we kind of already know. It's stuff that we need to work on, but stuff that we really need to focus in on because it's present right now. So as above is black absorber. Banishing, powerful magics, secrecy, allure, channeling what lies beneath. So black, super cute. Flame that shit stick. Yes, in the direction of the shit stirs. Well, I'm sure the world could use another baby robot, but is a robot ready to bring in another baby to the world. Your own little coven there. So black as above. This is very important. The color black is so powerful because it can attract, it can banish. It's great to help a witch stand in their power. It's amazing for healing. It's amazing for malediction. It's amazing for so much. So what we need to work on right now really is stepping into one's power. And sometimes that means making sure to have a healthy practice of banishing all that no longer serves you. And having a heavy cleansing practice, make sure to cleanse your space. If someone negative comes into your, after talking about belting, that does not sound right. If someone negative enters your space and after they leave, it's important to cleanse. Spray down with some Florida water, do a little sage or smudge. If you have any Palo Santo sticks left, because, I don't suggest using that in the future, but if you have any left over, use some Palo Santo, frankincense and myrrh. But yeah, it's very important that we keep our atmosphere in tune and in alignment with who we really are. So this black absorber is saying, hey, find your power, keep your power, step into your power, become your power. You are strong, and this is your life. No one gets to decide and tell you how to live it. You decide, you control it. And sometimes that means not speaking certain things into your life. And understand you might not feel powerful, but it's there. So dig deeper and unearth it. It's time for you to unearth your true nature, your power, what makes you feel strong and excited and all of that. Because you have it and you are worthy of it, There's a massive shift going on in the world. There's a massive, there's a play for power. And that's why it's so important for each and every one of us, all of us, wonderful witches, to step into our power, to find our power, because we can shift on a conscious level. The more of us that step into our power and do the work and actually practice and unearth who we really are, step into our joy, focus on that, and create a better environment for each and every one of us, we will shift energies on a cosmic level, and we will all help each other to uplift and grow and change this bullshit. Okay? So important. So below is very interesting to me because it keeps coming up for me personally, and I'm not quite sure what it means. I mean, I know what it means, but I don't want to listen to it. So below is an interesting card. And so below is something that needs to be unearthed, something that needs to be cultivated, something that you need to, focus on and maybe brew a little before you bring it to the surface. I wouldn't say anything's better. I like both. White sage, I like Palo Santo as well. But yeah, I wouldn't say one is better than the other. So coven, time to gather is so below. Group work, seek outside assistance, and power in numbers. And for some, form a coven or a circle. So coven, time to gather. So below, what does that express to you? This, to me, means many things. It means to me, right now, we need to focus on the people that matter to us, focus on building relationships with people that are important, whether it be online or in our everyday life that we're able to connect with. And as we pay attention to what people are saying, what people are willing to do, it's a very important time to work together for a common goal. This can be magical, it doesn't have to be, but it's very important that we start building connections, networking, forming groups that maybe come together. You could form a circle, you could form a coven, a learning circle or a coven where you all, work for a common goal, or you're learning the same thing, or, you're focused on casting for something. There's so many different things that this can mean for you, but it's power in numbers. So focused intention, focused thought, focused heart and emotions, powerful. So it is a time to gather. It is a time to, it could be a time to bring your family back together. And that doesn't mean the family you don't like. It means your chosen family. Sometimes it has your blood family too. But it maybe get together once a month and have a potluck, or once a week, or whatever you can do, and start to celebrate again. Start to honor each other again and have fun and sharing stories and focusing on good vibrations, things that make you happy. It could be forming a coven that works together to help each other manifest goals. So, a support group, yes. This actually is funny because I am starting a group called Metamorphosis, Heart. I don't know, it's going to be Metamorphosis. It's going to be called Heart Circle or Heart Coven. I'm not quite sure yet, but I'll be doing a separate video on that later on. So yeah, these are the cards of our day. Very interesting cards today. I really like them. It gives us a lot to contemplate and work with. If you have any questions about the cards that were expressed, if you have any last minute thoughts or ideas that you want to share, feel free to do that. Again, my Metamorphosis Foundation pack, my Oracle deck, it's not this deck. It is a new, improved, and different deck. Click the link in the description. Let me see if I can share that. But yeah, click the link in the description, or I'll share it right now. You can pre-order. It's not necessary, but you can. But once the pre-orders are done, which is March 9th, so 4 more days, that deck won't be available for quite a while, probably over a year, because I'll be focusing on the second aspect, the second installment of the series of that deck. So this is the foundation pack. There's going to be 3 packs, which they can be used alone or together. But yeah, if you want to pre-order that, go for it. Save it. Make sure to do so by the 9th. Otherwise, it's not going to be available after the 9th. Just every Tuesday we're here, Tarot Tuesday, and the rest of it I do my Patreon group. Yes. So again, thank you so much. I know I'm really excited for everyone to receive them. They're going to be fun. And then if you click the link, it'll just tell you a bit about the story and tell you about the cards, and it gives you a list of all the cards that were in that pack. But yeah, it's fun. And if you want them, go for it. If you don't, and I am open to shipping to the UK as well as Canada, as long as you are willing to pay the shipping. Unfortunately, the shipping costs are stupid. But yeah, if you're in the US, shipping is included. But if you're outside the US, I'm willing to do some extra work if you're willing to pay, unfortunately. So yes, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I will talk to you all soon. Many blessings. Have fun and indulge a little. Blessed be.